Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a haul video and I'm doing someplace other than Sephora, which I know you guys were requesting. I always get DMs about what other places do you shop for makeup other than Sephora? Where do you get these random brands from? Let me know. And that is what I'm doing today. This could be just a random haul for you guys to watch from Beauty Bay and Cult Beauty if you're familiar with those sites. But if you're specifically Canadian, I'm going to let you know duties, taxes, all that kind of stuff with these products. Let you know if it's worth it. My experience with shopping from these websites that aren't as easily accessible as someplace like Sephora is for us. And maybe I can do a little series on this. Try out some other websites that you guys are curious of for a Canadian experience, or just in general, if you're curious, my thoughts on different websites. So let me know in the comment section below where else you'd like me to shop. I also had a recommendation to do Etsy, small businesses, so that is something that I also want to do in the future. So if you have any favorite Etsy shops, small businesses you'd like to see me shop at, also leave those down below because we can continue to do various hauls on this channel, and I'd be happy to check out other places for you guys. From Cult Beauty, I picked up all Vive products, and that is Jamie Genevieve's brand. I absolutely love the aesthetic and quality of the products on Cult Beauty. At the time, they had a 20% off, and for first-time shoppers, also an additional 15% off. So that was why I placed my first order on Cult Beauty. It did take quite a while to get to me, not as long as shopping from the Vive website itself. And I also didn't get any duties on this order, which was fantastic. So yes, I did have to wait a little bit longer. I found the packaging better than the Vive site, and they do have a bunch of other brands on Cult Beauty, which I'd be curious to check out as well. But that was my experience with Cult Beauty. Awesome experience. I got really great discount on the makeup for my first time shop, and no duties or taxes, which you can't really plan for a lot of things, but for me specifically, I didn't have an issue with that. So what made me place this specific order is I wanted to pick up the new Modern bronzer from Vive. As soon as I saw this, I knew I had to pick it up. I always love Jamie Genevieve's bronzy tones. I love, like, seriously love all the tones she does, because you guys know, like, those are definitely my tones too. And I didn't even place the bronzer in the box. One sec. I was using it. I'll be back. Oh, where did I put it? Put it in the wrong box. It's over here. This is what the packaging looks like on the Vive bronzer. Absolutely beautiful. Love the texture. Love the black and gold. This is what the back looks like. You can pop out the pans if you so choose, which is a really nice feature there. I got the medium duo, so it comes with medium 1 and medium 2. One shade is a little bit more warm tone and one is a little bit more neutral. And I personally really love the more warm tone bronzer. Already starting to get a little bit of hard pan in the formula, if you can see that. That little dot right there is just from the oils, foundation, whatever, that's on my brush when I dip back in the pan. So it is starting to hard pan a little bit. The formula is really soft, has a light pigmentation, buildable. I really love the formula, and she made this formula like the blushes that she has, which I also just picked up my first one in this order. So I'm actually wearing both of these colors combined today. As I said, I mostly reach for this shade, but I decided to kind of mix the two colors today. And I have to say, I really love the formula of this. Just to note, it is doing a little bit of hard pan. A lot of my powders tend to do that. My favorite kind of powder formulas that are super creamy and smooth on the skin. It's nothing that bothers me. I can scrape it off if it becomes an issue. But I just wanted to note that with this. And it's definitely one of my favorite products I picked up. The same formula as the bronzer are the blushes. And these came out first. Haven't even peeled off this sticky yet. Again, that same beautiful packaging. And this is what the shade I picked up is. I really wanted to get the orange tone one. What was it? Piazza? I forget what it's called. It started with a P. Picasso? I don't remember. I'll have to go look it up. But I ended up going with Sorbet. And that is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. This packs a lot of punch on the cheeks. Very pigmented color. And I really gravitate towards this sort of color in the summertime, and I'm really happy I actually went this route and picked up this color. I think I actually will like this more than the P-named shade. P-named. The letter P. I'm just gonna put the color P on my face. Like, who would name their shade that? My jokes are really bad, you guys. You guys know what I was saying, but I like to poke fun of myself when I say silly things like that. Again, formula is great. I really love the tone of the blush and just how it goes on the skin. It just looks effortlessly flushed. I'm really impressed with the formula. And initially I didn't pick these up because I didn't want to go through the Vive website and I didn't want to order just one blush. But as soon as I saw that sale, you guys, I went in on the Vive product. So we got more to share with you guys. I decided to get another one of the lip liners. And this was the shade I should have initially got, even though I love the other one. I knew I would use this one more. The other one I think is called Velvet Sands, and I think that's pretty as an all-over lip shade, but it's a little too light for me to get the sort of definition that I like. This one's in the shade Bark. It is stunning. Not wearing this today though. On the cooler side tone of a brown shade, it's actually fairly unique for the tones that I usually use. And I like that this is deeper and more neutral to cool than like matte cork or anything like that I typically go for. So I'm very happy with this color choice. And I'm just looking at my blush right now and I'm really loving the blush. I really want more of those blushes. This formula is great because it's really creamy. You can get a nice defined line, but it's not going to bleed. It's not overly creamy. It's just that kind of perfect in between. I feel that's not stiff like a MAC lip pencil, which I still like that formula, but not overly creamy. So this was another win for me. Absolutely love the color. And then I had to pick up more of the lipsticks because Jamie knows her tones for the types of nudes I love. So the initial one I picked up was called Vive, just like her brand. And then this time around, I went with Treasure in 9 T's, which is such a cute name. And I'm currently wearing 9 T's on my lips right now. I used Treasure in my previous video. I'll link it up above for you guys to check out. It was a really basic trying new makeup, super simple, fresh face summer look. And I'll swatch these two for you guys to see. So I didn't initially go with Treasure, even though it's a really light nude, because this one looked more peachy, more warm compared to Vive. And Vive is still my favorite shade that I've picked up for the lipsticks, but I really wanted to get Treasure just because my friend Stephanie, she always raves about that color, and a lot of these products were influenced from her because she's the one person who can make me buy makeup. And I know you guys say that I influence you, but I also have my influences of people who I trust with my makeup preferences, and she just always uses that and looks so beautiful. So this one is 9 T's, which I think is gorgeous. I'm wearing that on my lips today with a lip liner that I'm going to mention, but I'll link everything that I'm wearing down below for you guys in case you're curious. I'm also testing out a new foundation, which is slightly off from my actual tone, but I'm curious to see how it plays out for this wear test I'm doing. I will also link that video for you in case you're curious for that too. I'm wearing 9 T's on my lips, as I said, and that brings me into my next package that I got from Beauty Bay. So that is everything from Cult Beauty. Great experience for my first time. I would always recommend waiting for sales for your first time just to check out products, or just in general. Like, I never place single product orders just because of the shipping alone. And when you factor in duties, which you have to do for our next company, then it's just worth it to make a bigger order, in my opinion, than to make smaller orders, because I personally don't do that. I wait for a larger order that I want to place. Our next company is Beauty Bay, and this is a place that I've shopped at more than once. So Cult Beauty was my first time. Beauty Bay, I have in fact placed several orders from them, and they have a whole list of companies that I love to shop from that I can't easily access other places, so I always just make my large orders there on Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay has one advantage over Cult Beauty. It ships really fast. Cult Beauty took several weeks to get to me. Beauty Bay takes maybe 5 to 7 business days tops, which is actually pretty good to Canada, considering it's going through customs and all that, which you will get hit with duties for Beauty Bay, and that is its disadvantage. So you kind of got to weigh the factor of whether it's worth it or not to you. I always know in general that I would be paying taxes if I were to buy these products in Canada. So when you get just a little bit extra for handler fees and stuff, when those are factored into duties, then it's really not that bad in my opinion. But for this whole entire order, it was between $30 and $40 of duty, which is on the higher end. But as I said, when you factor in taxes and all that, it's really not that much extra. And that's kind of how I warrant my larger purchase orders, because it wouldn't be worth it for me to order one thing. It's definitely better if you wanted to try out a bunch of different brands, a bunch of different products, just to wait for that one order, wait for a sale, do what you can. But that's how I shop as a Canadian consumer. I just weigh those factors and see what is worth it to you. It makes it worth it to me when I order this much. But again, personal comfort, personal experience, whatever you want to do. We're going to go through all these products. As I said, I've had these for a little bit. All these products, except for one, were influenced from my friend Stephanie, Babs Beauty. She was using these products as some of her favorites in a recent makeup tutorial. And I pretty much bought all the things that I didn't already have that she's been telling me to buy for a while. So that is what influenced this order. And I'm very happy to share this with you. And I'm able to actually give you my thoughts on all these products because I've used them all before. So the first thing we have in here is the Sosu Susan Jackson Dripping Gold Luxury Tanning Mousse in Ultra Dark. Actually recently featured this in my favorites video, so you can go check that out there. I'm almost done this one, in fact, and the next time I place a Beauty Bay order, I'm probably going to pick up a few of these just to keep them on hand. This is the darkest tan that I've ever used. It doesn't wear as good as others in my opinion. It's a great mixer and just a nice option to have on hand if you want to get that depth for a tan. Also, the undertone is really great because for summer for me, I do tan on the more red side. And this gives me that kind of natural looking tan that I personally tan like. I don't tan olive or anything like that. Like, this is what I naturally tan like. It just kind of gets that scaly skin look after a little bit. And mousses in general just are a little bit drier on my skin. With that being said, I'd still get it again. And it's a fairly good price, I feel like, compared to other tans. I think it was around $24 Canadian, because the good thing about Beauty Bay is that they do show you, not in pounds, but in Canadian currency. You can check out what you're going to be buying and what it converts to Canada. So that is really good. And I would definitely recommend checking that out if you've been curious, because it's been working out for me. Mousses in general just get that kind of scaly looking skin. For me, that's why I tend to go for more of the oil experience, which works fantastically for me. And then I decided to pick up two products from the brand Kimchi Chic. And I've never tried anything from their brand before, but when I was browsing Beauty Bay, buying all these things, I noticed it was on there, and I'm like, I can pick up everything that Stephanie mentioned from Beauty Bay to test out. I ended up getting the translucent Puff Puff Pass Set and Bake Powder, and the packaging of this is just so adorable. It came wrapped. Love the packaging on this. It was so cute. And the powder is really nice. I'm actually using that today to set my foundation. Super smoothing on the skin, and this is truly translucent, this one. They do have some other shades in it, but this is a really nice smoothing powder, and I can definitely see why Stephanie likes it. So it comes with a puff, and the holes in this is shaped like a heart. Really cute for the product to come out of. Just a basic setting powder that doesn't look dry on the skin and really sets down your makeup and has that smoothing quality that not all powders do. It doesn't look dry, plus it smooths. So it's a really good one in my opinion, and I'm very happy that I picked that up. And then I also got the Most Concealer Multitask Superstar, and I ended up picking up the shade Golden Sand. And you have to look up swatches of these online because it is a little bit confusing, I found. And then for the applicator on this, it's really interesting because it has a brush applicator. And again, this was a really nice concealer. It's a little bit thicker than I'm personally used to, but it did do a good job at its coverage underneath my eyes, and it's one of the products that I need to play around with a little bit more. but I can also see why Stephanie really liked this too. And the color was perfect for me. So if you're similar to my coloring, I think this one is our best bet in terms of all the swatches that I was looking at. And I'm definitely going to be playing around with this more. But that's one of the products that I've kind of had the least amount of playtime with. And I picked up 2 lip pencils from Nabla and actually a bunch of products from Nabla because they were a brand that I really wanted to try more of. So we have their close-up lip shaper, and I got it in the shade 4 and 5. These are 2 of Stephanie's most used lip liners, and these have a very similar kind of creamy consistency, more creamy actually than the Vive ones. These ones do lock down, have good pigmentation. They're not overly creamy to the point of bleeding, but definitely a little bit creamier than the Vive ones. Really pretty colors. So that shade is number 4 and that one's number 5, just kind of depending on what you're going for. I mostly use a 5 more, but I am using 4 today. Mixed with the Vive lipstick in 9Ts. I just thought it was a really pretty combo. So I have been using these all the time. Love the formula. Definitely would pick up more shades if they ever did more in this kind of family. I really love these 2 colors and they've definitely become staples for me. Then the last 2 things I picked up from Nabla are a bronzer and a highlight. You already know about this highlight. I've been raving about this. So I've been kind of off highlight for a while until I got this highlight, and it's one of those formulas that I just couldn't pass up. It has that baked gelée type formula and the color is stunning. I'm wearing that on my cheeks today. It just melts into the skin. It doesn't look like anything's on your skin. It just looks like you're glowing naturally, even though you can build this up and it can totally be unnatural glow. This is one of those formulas that you can make beaming. You can do it light-handed. This is going to last me literally a lifetime just with how little I need. It is so pretty. The exact name is the Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powder in Ozone. Truly glass skin. The color Ozone is perfect if you're looking for colors. This is a top formula for me. Very similar if you like the Dior highlight palettes, the Natasha Denona I Need a Glow. Very similar to that kind of formula. Highly, highly recommend. Probably my favorite thing from Nabla, honestly. And then I picked up one of the Skin Bronzing Sun-Kissed Effect Bronzing Powders, which looks like this. I got this shade Soft Revenge. And once I got this one in the mail, I wish I would have got the other one. I couldn't honestly decide between the colors because the other one looked too light and warm and this one looked too dark and cool. So I ended up going the darker, more neutral cool route, and I wish I would have went the warmer tone. But I still really like the formula. It looks like skin on your skin. It has that soft kind of glow to the skin. Just really great in this sort of formula. Like, it just works, and they definitely should come out with a ton of other powder products in this formula. I'd love to see blushes, skin powders. It's just a really pretty formula. So I swatched that heavy on my finger, but you can see it has that natural kind of glow to it. But again, the color is just a little on the cool side for me. So I do want to pick up the other shade next time I'm on Beauty Bay. I think I'm going to definitely get that warmer tone one. And then the last thing I picked up was a lipstick from Cash Beauty. And this is the lipstick in Veil. And I've really wanted to try this brand too. I used this lipstick in my Ariana Grande wedding makeup video. And this is literally the perfect color. And conveniently, it's named Veil. Can I get it out of here? Hold, please. All right. So it has a magnetic closure on it, which is really cool. It says Cash. And this is what the color looks like. You can tell I like a beige tone nude. Like, that's just my perfect kind of nude right there. And this can pair beautifully with any of these tones of lip liner. That's how I love to wear lipstick. You guys already know. I always usually buy the lightest lipstick and manipulate it with different tones of lip liner, and I get my perfect kind of lips doing that. So this is a little bit of a thicker formulation, has really good pigment. The Vive ones are a little bit thinner. It smells like almost like a vanilla coffee kind of scent to it, and the Vive ones smell really good too. So I'd highly recommend that lipstick formula if you like the color. Cash Beauty is more affordable, I believe, than Vive, and they have kind of similar sort of tones. I feel like they have very similar vibes in terms of the tones that they come out with, which I personally love. So that's why I gravitated towards those two brands. And that is everything for my Beauty Bay and Cult Beauty haul. I hope this could help my fellow Canadians out or anyone else who is interested in maybe these brands to check out my thoughts on these products and if you should pick them up or not. If you want to see more of these videos in the future, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up so I know to continue doing these more. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, I would love for you to do so by hitting the red button, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Hello. Do you need help with something? Love you. Bye. Bye. Love you. So much.